I'm Cybil, your skin fitness expert. Are you somebody who is looking to have fantasy color hair, already has some vibrant colored hair that you're having trouble keeping the color? Or are you someone who's looking to go colored but has kind of been a little bit afraid because permanent seems kind of scary, or you're a little afraid because your hair might not be able to take it? Well, I have a solution for you because I too have had all of those thoughts. So keep watching and I'm going to talk to you about it in just a second. All right, so I've had a lot of questions lately from my clients, from people online on Instagram and stuff about how I've been keeping my color really, really bright. Because as you can see, like my roots, they've been growing in crazy. So this morning I woke up and realized that I was getting ready to use my color, which by the way, I use Overtone. And I was like, you know what? Before I hop in the shower and I put all this on, I'm gonna go ahead and show you all how to do it. So I pulled everything out. I'd already sectioned off my hair, so I'll show you how to do that really quick. But what I use are a few different tools. So you're gonna need gloves so that you don't get color all over your hands. You're gonna need a product I use called Overtone. And I use actually a few different Overtone colors, like 4 Overtone colors. I use a bunch of Overtone colors. And I'll put all of that, of course, in the show note descriptions. You're going to use bobby pins, barrettes, something like that to section off your hair, or if you're going to color all of your hair, you don't care. But I'm going to show you some my advanced techniques to do this particular kind of panel that I do. And pretty much that's what I use. I also use a comb to section it out. And then I actually use a technique where I put it on with my fingertips. So that's what I do. I've traveled with these particular colors. I just did this in Germany and Czechoslovakia when I was traveling for the Christmas markets. So let's go ahead and start with, I've sectioned it off. So I have a panel here, and as you can see, this piece has been I've been doing like a fantasy color. Just so you know, this piece was bleached out for me, and this piece has been dark. It has been darker. This is my natural color, but the Overtone has been pinking this color up for me. So it does work on darker colored hair. Now mine isn't super dark, but it has been working on my darker colored hair. I just need to make sure that I use the deep treatment colors. Okay, it has to be the deep treatment colors. Or I need to be using it as a daily, they have a daily conditioner, or I have to use it as a daily. So you want to make sure you apply this on dry hair to get the best color pigment dropping. So this is a great product. It's called Overtone, and what it does is it actually is a conditioner that has pigment in it. And what I like to use is I like to mix the product. So I blend my own colors. So today I'm going to be using a extreme pink with an extreme red, and I'm using the daily conditioners. All right, so I'm blending, and I actually use just a tiny of the red. So I have a really large pink, and I use a small red that I have because I don't use very much of it. I use much more pink than red. And I blend them together in my hand. And then what you want to do is what I'm going to do is, the thing that I've seen a lot of people doing is they don't section their hair out well. So you need to make sure that you section the hair that you don't want colored, okay? And then when you apply it, the other thing I've been seeing people do in their like how-to videos is they're not actually making sure that the hair is fully treated. So they're applying it and they're not making sure that it's fully applied to the full hair. They're just kind of like slapping it on, and you want to make sure that you actually are pulling the strands up and actually getting it through all of the hair strands. So I'm doing a technique that I saw online that I really liked. She did one called shadow root, where it's darker here and then it kind of fades out. But then I saw this other one this gentleman did on YouTube, which I'll of course put in the show notes, that I really liked. He did not do in pinks, but it was called Aurora Borealis, that I really did like, called the Balayage and Aurora Borealis, and I've kind of used that. as my inspiration for my own color as I've continued on to keep this fantasy color, unicorn hair color, kind of ice cream bubblegummy colors that I'm doing. All right, so you'll see that what I do is I actually pick it up and I separate it. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to kind of like move it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what I'm doing is I'm making the roots darker and I'm separating the hairs. I have very fine hair, so I don't need, and short, I don't need as much dye as maybe some people will. You might need a lot more color than I need, but I'm actually just pulling it up like kind of section by section and just kind of pulling it up and really sticking on that root. So what's gonna happen is you can see that it's all the way down to the base of my skull. I have it pulled all the way up. You can see the part that I sectioned out that I don't need. So this part is sectioned out. I just have that panel that I want. And all of that is fully saturated. All right, and then I kind of pull it back down and I make sure that it's fully saturated in there. All right, and I make sure it's down as far as I want it to go. But what I do like is I want a little bit of my tips, a few of my tips to be a little redder. So I kind of like just come in and I put my tips a little bit red. I make my tips a little bit of this deeper pink. Just a few of them, not too many. Now, I probably shouldn't do this right away, but I don't like to have to make a color again. All right, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna wash your hands of this color. And then the next color that I do is I actually have a purple, and I like the gradient of that purple. I like the color of that purple. So I'm gonna use that purple, and this is once again a daily conditioner. And the reason why I use the daily for this one, and for Overtone, they talk about how the daily conditioner is about, you're supposed to use it daily to keep your color, but I liked the fact that it wasn't, when I read about it, is it didn't make the color as strong. And so I was looking for not as strong of a color, because what I wanted is extreme pink. So this is an extreme pink. And then I wanted a extreme red for my root, but I only wanted kind of a light purple. So I wanted kind of a light purple in here. And I wanted a extremely deep pastel when I mix these together. So I just want a light purpling in here when I do want an extreme pastel. So when I'm blending these together, I only want a hint of purple. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take where I left that red pink, that extreme red pink, and I'm going to blend that together by pushing them back and forth, pushing them back and forth. So I'm gonna take, for me, like I said, I have very fine hair, so I just pull them apart. For you, if you have thicker hair, you're gonna wanna take individual strands and maybe pull them apart more carefully. I have super fine hair, and it's only become finer after I did radiation for my thyroid. I had a bunch of radiation for thyroid cancer, so my hair only got finer, which is why I was really afraid to kind of do this kind of hair technique, and so is my colorist. But I will tell you that the Overtone is so gentle that I've had zero problems with it. In fact, it's only made my hair kind of nicer. It's very soft and gentle to my hair. I've had zero problems with it. It's been really nice. So now I have kind of like a purpling, pinking in this area, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So purpling, pinking in that area. I'm gonna wash my hands. And then I want the extreme, I just want the extreme pastel that I'm using. So I'm using the deep extreme pastel. And I just want a small amount of that because I actually do like to let some of the fading happen at the tips. I do like some of the fading to happen at the tips because it makes it kind of bubblegummy and soft. And I do like that, especially like right at the front. I like some of that to happen. It looks really cool as it starts to fade out. So I kind of like that. And so I just apply it exactly where I want it. So like right here, I like a little softer pink, a little more white to show, or white at the tips. I already put a little bit red at the tips. And then I just kind of separate it, make sure I still have enough color everywhere that I want to see color. Yes, I have good coloring, good coloration everywhere. When I want to see color, a little more color through there. And then you let it sit for 15 minutes, and that's it. And like I said, I've been trying to do some color on the front of my front patch, and I'm gonna make this one a red. Because I'm like coloring up this my regular just dark hair right here, because I've just been finding it kind of boring. So I'm just making this one just full on red. This patch is just, whoops, trying to get on your face. Though, like I said, I don't worry too much about it when I get it on my skin because it's very gentle. I don't worry about it. So that's what you do, 15 minutes. You leave it, this is gonna be a longer video, sorry guys. And then you rinse it out. I'm gonna wind up jumping in the shower in just a second and rinsing all this off and coming back, and you can take a look at it. I'll blow it all dry so at least you can see like how good the color is, because otherwise you're not gonna see the good color. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so I'm out of the shower and I've blown and dried my hair, and you can see the color is beautiful and rich and vibrant, and I wear my hair on both sides because my haircut, and as you can see, it looks really, really nice. So, hope that this video helped you. If you found this video helpful and you liked it, please like it by thumbing it up, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure you look at the comments and join me if you too have found anything to say about the color if you used Overtone. If you have any tips or tricks that maybe I don't know about and I should try. I'm not a professional at color, I'm a professional at skin. So I'm a noob at this as well. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, please share it with somebody. Maybe they'll be able to help me or help you as well. And I've had a great time with all of you. I also have a guide for the 5 things that you might not know about hair care products that might be hurting your skin. So if you haven't checked that out, it's also in the show notes, because you might not realize that there are a bunch of things that you could be doing for your skin that have to do with your hair. So I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. I want to see you again. Take care, bye-bye.